Hello everybody and welcome back to Mechabellum. Today we are checking out two of my favorite players of all time. We have the headbutt champion Fresh Pro versus Dionysus. It is going to be a battle of violence and aggression. Let's see if Fresh Pro can pull off his signature ultra aggressive early game headbutt. He does have the quick supply specialist versus Dionysus. He's rocking the old Skeletron 5 million with a supply specialist. Dionysus has a very, very well put together force here. 3 arc lights and 2 steel balls. He shouldn't have to worry about too much when it comes online, at least in the early game. Fresh Pro's taken a few minutes to really get settled here. He has a lot of fast moving units in the form of 3 crawlers and 2 steel balls. Will these steel balls line up on the left hand side? Oh, it looks like that's a yes. These crawlers might get gimped out by these arc lights. Now this is a really good setup. Oh my god, and he's doing it. The classic Fresh Pro build. Grabbing a unit of Phoenix, and he's giving himself enough space here in order to place down Vulcan if he chooses to do so. This is an exceedingly difficult build to beat, and I love that all of his units are the same speed, and he even has a couple of aerial units here. This will make a huge difference. Unfortunately, there's not going to be enough fast-moving units here for Dionysus to actually get downfield, at least initially, and take out the tower. Oh, and this little arc light. Oh, wait. The Phoenix gets distracted, saving the arc light momentarily, long enough for the arc light to kill off an entire unit of crawlers. Man. The only unit that really matters on the field right now is this unit of Fang. If the Fang can survive, he will eventually kill the Phoenix. However, just given the number of Phoenix, given the maneuverability, and the vast amount of steel balls, the likelihood of these Fang making it through is exceedingly low. And unfortunately here for Dionysus, oh, no, very lucky. His tower does fall first. All right, let's see if these Fang have the gusto. They got to pump out a lot of damage. These Phoenix being on the arc light early is unfortunate, but it had to happen. Great AoE coming out by this arc light, able to deal with a little bit of damage, and in come the crawlers, and this is Goodnight Irene. This arc light's going to get itself a few more kills, but this just super aggressive headbutt. It's Fresh Pro's signature move, and we see this trickling down quite often into other ELOs and other tournaments. A couple of headbutts in the Asian tournament this morning, but also in the mini tournaments. I actually lost the North American mini tournament because of an early game headbutt that just really caught me unawares. It can make a difference. Dionysus grabbing the shield specialist, definitely worthwhile, and burning some of the midnight oil early. He can suffer this a little bit better than other players because he's this shield specialist. Fresh Pro has a ton of extra cash. What does he do? He grabs a couple of Mustang. Following the steel balls in with Mustang is huge. Because the steel balls are able to absorb a lot of damage that would normally be dealt by something like by an arc light or by a Vulcan. Look how long it's going to take to actually kill all these steel balls. That's really what's going to hurt this Vulcan. Unfortunately, I think the Vulcan will live long enough to deal with the steel balls. And if that Vulcan is able to turn around, it will clear everything out. Unfortunately not, though, as there was just one steel ball too many, and the Phoenix were able to plug away at that Vulcan and clear him up. Let's see if he has the DPS to take the tower. This might actually go in the way of Fresh Pro once again. That tower drops very quickly. And unfortunately, one of these arc lights has to live. He's got maybe 2 seconds. Oh, he gets it. The little Fang that could, I just don't think they have enough. These Mustang will all go down, and there are still quite a few Fang. Not enough, though. Unfortunately, these Fang were hoping that this Arclight brother would stand in the way and get killed. It did not. But this is only a small loss for Dionysus. Granted, he had to burn the midnight oil. He had to use his rapid resupply. He's going to have less money this round, and that's going to be very difficult. Let's just take a look here. Only 400 compared to the 750 of Fresh Pro. That's rough. These Wasps might be an answer for either player. Dionysus having to swip. Skip, that's really rough. Oh, you hate to be in that position. Those wasp swarms right in the background could really make a difference here for Dionysus. If I were him, I'd just grab a unit of crawlers and put it in the back. That way, it has to be answered by Fresh Pro. Put 1 or 2 crawlers in the back line. It's not going to win you the round this game, most likely, but it's something. Both players sitting around for a few minutes. They have to decide what to do. Maybe recycle these steel balls and put them closer to the front. Oh, wow. Double rhino. And recycling a rhino. Oh, you know why? The mass-produced rhino, in order to earn himself a little bit of cash back. Not a bad idea. Honestly, that may have been worthwhile for Fresh Pro to do here. Ooh, and this was the choice that Dionysus was sitting on for so long. Does he grab the Scorching Flames? He does. It means that the Vulcan will be able to do just a little bit more damage, and popping oil. Pop that oil right across the top. He should be able to cook off all of these units, no problem. Problem is that he still isn't able to close in on this tower very quickly. But that's okay. He made it work with only $400. Let's see if this will actually survive. As long as 1 unit of Fang live, he'll be alright. Here comes the oil. It's set alight. All of the Mustang cave very quickly. And he still has a unit of steel balls. These Fang have to live. Oh, and they're not going to make it. Are there any Fang left? Yes, there's maybe 2. That's not going to be enough. And these, unfortunately, these Phoenix are going to win the game again. We can see the game speed up here as these Phoenix are just able to take it. Luckily, these Arc Lights are going to keep killing towers to get some XP. Maybe. Nope. Arc Lights do not have the best DPS. Great for killing lots of little units. Not so great for anything else. Dionysus is back online, though. He's got the money, and he knows what he needs to do in order to clear this. Dionysus grabs the barrier. Can Fresh Pro keep up the aggression? Barrier as well. Are we going to see a Vulcan? Eating a Rhino. He doesn't need it. Dionysus has the Incendiary Bomb. This could be exceedingly useful. Ooh, here's the Vulcan for Fresh Pro. He's going to play it right where we thought with this big old barrier. That's really, really important. This barrier is going to stop the fire, and that's going to seriously neuter Fresh Pro's, or neuter Dionysus's ability to get in there and deal damage. Interesting play here. I'm wondering if he's going to give these Fang the Mech Rage at some point. Oh, and grabbing a sniper as well. The sniper is really just here to take out the Phoenix. Can be used quite well to take out things like the crawlers, or sorry, the Vulcan. Not so well against the Mustang, not so great against the Rhino. I was wondering about this choice of Fang, and I think they're just here to absorb damage for a minute, deal a little bit of damage back to the Rhino, but without the mechanical rage from either of these two things, they're both just going to slowly die. The mech rage is actually quite good on these Fang because it will help them just clear away a lot of stuff, but this Vulcan will make short work of anything that's on the field. Oof. And there's another Rhino. A Rhino on the backline would be harsh. Any units in the backline here for Dionysus would be phenomenal. That's the trick to playing against something like a Headbutt. You have to be as aggressive. There's the Rhino in the backline. It absorbs the fire and is able to survive. And in it comes. Will these units turn? They will not, and that will spell the death of Dionysus for this round. Unfortunately, it seems like he had a fairly good thing going for him, but obviously this Rhino is going to be just a little bit too much once it gets to the tower. And that will be that. He could have won this. He almost honestly would have won this, but that Rhino making a big difference. That's why you fight aggression with aggression. This little Vulcan gets burned down, and the sniper doesn't have a chance. The Fang might get this. Oh, they do. That will earn them a level. Yeah, baby. Having those level 2 Fang actually makes a big difference. They're able to clear crawlers much more efficiently. Not only that, it makes it more worth upgrading your little Fang. Oof. Fresh Pro's been dominating this round, but the aggression is slowly bleeding off. Fresh Pro has to keep making these plays, though, to keep Dionysus in the backfield. Fresh Pro skips, Dionysus grabs the Incendiary and drops it on his own units. Hey, but he can't shield against it. Ooh, 2 Mama ships. There's still just not enough anti-air here, and these 3 motherships will just absolutely decimate everything that's on the field here for Dionysus. Another sniper will help, but it will be too little too late. These Fang really got to deal a lot of damage. Oh, this sentry's going to make a lot of difference. It's not often that you see 3 overlords on the flank. Gah! This is why I picked this game. The ultra aggression. Wow, and great shielding here by Dionysus. This is a wonderful player. He really knows what he's doing here. Oh my gosh, and this sentry's most likely going to kill off these Phoenix. Man, Dionysus might be able to pull this off. Might be able to. Here comes the damage. Oh, he gets it. These little Fang are pinging away, but they're not going to be able to kill an Overlord by any means. 3 Overlords on the flank. What do you do against such reckless hate? How do you beat it? I mean, he's in a really tough spot now. The fire coming out. Unfortunately, this Vulcan does not have range, so he's not able to get online and start killing in time. There are several snipers still on the field, and these snipers may be enough to clean up some of these Overlords. There's only 2 of them, and they're kind of caught out of position. But they're going to plink away at these Phoenixes. Oh, I hope these Fang turn around in a moment. They do. Sniper needs to turn now. He doesn't have much time. Sniper does turn. He's shooting at the strongest of the Overlords, unfortunately. And that will be that. There's no way for the Sniper to survive all of these barrages. Oh, he gets one more shot, please. He does not. That's 1,200 health off of Dionysus, putting him well and truly into the danger zone. Oh my god. We need some more anti-air here, Dionysus. We really do. Tech spec for Fresh Pro and Dionysus. Grabbing the shields on his little Fang will make them significantly tankier. What does he do? 2 more level 2 snipers? Grabbing the range on his snipers. These Overlords are ready to boogie, though. Oh, this is going to be rough. Grabbing 3 snipers. A very good decision. These Overlords cannot reposition. Man, even just 1 unit of crawlers in the backline would have made such a difference here for Dionysus. Oh no, and the Vulcan gets an upgrade. Oh my god. This level of aggression is insane on this flank. It's a lot of snipers here to try and help deal with it. It's not going to be the most, but there is some. Grabbing a shield. I think he ate a unit of Fang there. Here comes another Overlord. Jeez. Just the constant aggression. It needed to be broken. If Dionysus can survive this round, I really hope that he picks up some of my telepathy through the internet and a minute and a half behind, that he's able to go and grab some Fang or crawlers or just something to pressure the flank. Here come the snipers. They're able to take out the rhinos really quickly. And importantly, these snipers are also able to get some shielding here from the Fang. Ooh, they're dealing a lot of damage. There's going to be 1 dead Overlord. There's going to be 2 dead Overlords here in a moment. Is it going to be enough? These snipers are behind shields. Ooh, there's 3 dead Overlords. There's 4 dead Overlords. These snipers were enough. Blammo! Fresh Pro takes some damage for the first time this game. Oh, Dionysus has got to feel good about that, and his shield lived. If these snipers continue to upgrade, they're going to become so much more dangerous. Fresh Pro skips. What does Dionysus grab? Does he grab anything? Can he grab anything? He's at a serious lack of funds here. What could really crush him? Ooh, these Overlords cannot summon Wasps. However, Wasps would still deal a significant amount of damage. Dionysus puts oil down the center. Maybe to slow down anything coming. Some level 3 marksmen. They're going to be very important because now there's 2 extra rhinos on the field. Ooh, we see a lot of crawlers. I like this. The marksman grabs shooting squad. What is this? It allows you to your marksman to deploy Fang. So he's going to have just a little bit of extra boys. A lot of crawlers coming down. I think this is a really good play here by Fresh Pro, because these crawlers are going to be able to soak a lot of damage. The Fang do not have a damage increase yet, so they will deal not very much damage. Ooh, great use of missiles here by Dionysus. This oil, I think, is just meant to slow down his own units more than anything. I'd like to see these Fang get a couple of upgrades, but I understand why he can't afford it. And a dance. Let's see how it works. Out go all the sentries. It looks pretty good. The rhinos are already down, and the level 3 snipers are online very early. Unfortunately, most of the Fang just collapse. He does have a little bit of a barrier. Ooh, he needs one more volley. He gets it, but not before the tower falls, and that is almost certainly... Oh, I don't know. He's got a couple of snipers here on the flanks. These snipers really need to be protected. And they're fighting crawlers right now. They will be able to kill the crawlers. Will they be able to kill enough in time, though? The answer is yes. He's online. 2 shots from a level 3 sniper. Oh, and the tower goes down. Both towers dropping for both players. This is just a DPS race at this point. There are still a lot of Fang here, but unfortunately, these snipers... Oh, no, they're both going to die. That's that. Dionysus will die. Almost certainly. Man, those snipers targeting the wrong units. Rather unfortunate. Fresh Pro does cinch this down. And we've talked about it before, but if you're gonna flank, either peel off the flanks immediately or get very aggressive with it. GG. Congratulations, Fresh Pro. Very aggressive. We'll see you in the next match. 10 seconds till round 2 of the tournament. If you guys are liking this content, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in editing any of these videos, please let me know. Email breeandjoeshow@gmail.com. Red Reapers Z versus Aztep. I just was very interested in both these players' names. Supply Specialist for Aztep. Coming out with a Marksman and Mustang. A very powerful opening hand. How does Red Reapers reply? Of course, he can't tell, or at least he doesn't even know what selection Aztep has available to him. He's got a kind of rough hand to start with. I don't mind this Marksman Specialist, honestly. Having a level 3 Marksman's pretty good. Some Fang, mediocre units in the early game. He does go with it. But more importantly, having some early game Stormcallers is just great. At least Fang actually pair very well with Stormcallers. Because the Fang don't tend to move outside of Stormcaller range very often, as long as they're outside of the Stormcaller's minimal range, so they kind of just sit in this area, the Stormcallers and Fang move roughly at the same speed. What do Stormcallers move at? 6 meters. Fang, 6 meters, the exact same speed. So they'll maintain their distance, but more importantly, melee units will abut the Fang, and the Fang will just stand there and die, but the Stormcallers can come in and deal that damage. Oh, wow. A very interesting play here by Aztep, our red player. He is the Intermediate Asia Group 2. He got 4th place. Doesn't mean he wouldn't have gotten 2nd or 3rd, as we know from the past. Red Reapers is the European Advanced Group Champion, Group 2 champion. So he's got his. Both these players have their pedigree. Let's see what Red Reapers goes with. Honestly, these Mustang are very dangerous. Yes, I think this is a wise decision. Arclights will do a very good job at protecting your Fang. Also, they'll get rid of those pesky Mustang. Mustang actually outrange Arclights slightly, which means that you need to have them very close to your Fang in order to protect your Fang. Mustang will just chew through units of Fang all day long. Mustang are great answers to most infantry and swarm units. Quick sip of the old tea. Let's see how this goes. Now, luckily, these Mustang have a unit of crawlers with them on both flanks. That will draw away a lot of the Arclight's fire, but this Arclight's coming in at a great situation just to start really pumping into these Mustang, and the Mustang kind of pushed each other out of the way. That's not great. Ooh, and that Stormcaller shot was actually pretty good. Is there going to be anything here that can deal with these Arclights? The answer is no. The positioning was very good there, and now these Stormcallers have open season on the snipers. It's not very often as a sniper you're thinking about being hit by, an ICBM, but hey, sometimes it happens. These Stormcaller shots are by no means ICBMs. In fact, they travel such a short distance. They're basically like a rocket-propelled grenade. I don't know, it's probably like 300 meters. Ooh. All of these are great. Aztap going with the heavy Mustang. I do like that. Unfortunately, his Mustang already are running into difficulty with these arc lights, but just having more HP is great. I think that these Wasps are a good addition to his force as well. Red Reapers is still kind of sitting on his hand for a moment. I think these Wasps would be great, especially if deployed on the flank, just to kind of really get the gird. And he does have the jump drive available, so he can flop these guys around quite a bit. Ooh, missile coming down here. And that is Aztap's. Interesting choice. Wow, and what a cool little brick of units. It's very interesting when you actually form, kind of like this Jenga. Our blue player is still sitting on the card choice. But I don't know if you need to think about it that much. I do like the extended range. Instead going with more Stormcallers. Okay. He could potentially lose this one just because of these Wasps. The only thing that right now that's really shooting up are these 3 Fang and this Marksman. And although Fang are a fairly decent answer to Wasps, they're not a great answer to Wasps. Wow, lots of Stormcallers. That's going to clear away all of these Mustang without much of an issue. The Mustang now clocking in at 1,029 HP. Stormcaller shot, only 905 damage. So they will be able to survive one of the initial barrages. Unfortunately, though, there's quite a bit of splash damage on Stormcallers. So if those missiles land together, it's good night, Irene. Here comes the missile. It does not claim any Stormcaller lives, which is kind of what he was hoping for. And these Mustang have to get real close now in order to get online against this Arclight. The Arclight's dealing an okay damage, but those heavy Mustang are very important. And without the Fang to shield his units, down they go. Man, super important for these Mustang to have that extra HP. Unfortunately, they don't have any range anymore, though. So they are just kind of walking into their own dooms. Both these snipers will most likely survive. Maybe not this guy. Yeah, unfortunately not that guy. Hey, but this one's got a friendly Fang to protect him. Excuse my sudden shout there. Oh no, he did not get protected. Alright, well that missile really made a difference here for Aztap. If those little Fang had been online a little earlier, or, you know, survived, they would have been in a great spot. Ooh, shield spec is great. Aztap going with the Amp Core. Both of these are worthwhile. Will Red Reaper sit there for 5 minutes? We'll find out. 2 upgrades. He still has $400. He could go heavy onto the Mustang. Unfortunately, if you go heavy into Mustang, Vulcan are a thing. And Vulcan just love eating Mustang. However, these Mustang have plenty of room to get protected by something like steel balls. Ooh, and I like this. Can we see some more Storm? Ooh, no. Going with Mustang. What did he end up picking up? The Amp Core as well. Okay. So these Mustang will have slightly more range, and honestly, that might be all that they need just to do that little bit of plink damage that the Arclight and the Stormcallers are not able to do. Neither player has attached the Amp Core to anything. Ooh, there's the Amp Core on the center. These Mustang are suddenly very tanky. If the Stormcallers do get fire, it will still be enough to kill off a lot of these Mustang later in the game. We shall see. We shall see, we shall see. Friendly Vulcan on this flank would be very useful, and or just a unit of tanks. If you're not willing to spend the money on a Vulcan. Tanks are kind of like low-tier Vulcans in a way. Tanks are kind of fill a weird role in this game, but they are very useful. These Fang being here actually are very important. This time everything can come online early, and the Fang absorb a ton of damage. These little Wasps aren't going to make it for very long. Unfortunately, most of the Mustangs get chewed out and die, though. Just isn't enough here. These Stormcallers are okay, but they're not fantastic. They need something, and that something is probably fire. And range. Just to make them worthwhile. Probably the range is more important in this case. Because those Mustang take a long time to come in. Either that, something needs range. Senior Defense Specialist here for Aztap. Red Reapers is probably going to think about it for a minute. Az going with the anti-missiles. Ooh. This is good and bad. So Mustang with the anti-missiles are seriously neutered in their damage potential. And because of that, they also stop. So if missiles are coming in, these Mustang will stop to shoot down the missiles, and his other units might engage without the Mustang support. And those Mustang are really, really doing a good job for him. This is a play. It's going to be tight. A lot of Mustang coming out. Oh, and here's the friendly missile from Aztap as well. He just wants to clear away these Fang. These Fang are actually very, very important. That's why I was opting for, hey, just get a unit or something a little bit thicker here for Red Reapers. Right now, all of these units are fairly fragile. There's the Vulcan. Vulcans are not fragile. At 79,000 HP, it will do the job. It will really, really do the job. Unfortunately, this right flank is probably dead, and none of these units have range. If the Vulcan, if he can get another Vulcan and give it range over here, all of these Mustangs suddenly become just cannon fodder. They're gone, and they're so far away. Missiles coming out. There goes the Fang. Unfortunate, but this should take out all the Mustang here on the left. Oh, of course, the Mustang with the anti-missile will kill off missiles really quickly. Question is, can these Stormcallers shoot enough to really decrease these Mustangs' DPS? It looks like the answer is yes. They are shooting away, and all of these Stormcallers are able to just neuter the Mustang's DPS. It's gonna collapse on the right. There aren't enough Mustang here to avoid all of the shots, but what's important is that these Mustang that are alive are healthy enough to survive an initial barrage. Ooh, and these snipers are going to go crazy on this Vulcan. If the Vulcan isn't supported, the Vulcan is actually able to turn. There isn't anything else that shoots up, though. And this is just, well, there's one little Mustang. That little Mustang's going to try. And this Vulcan's going to save him a lot of HP at the end. And they're, honestly, these Wasps are going to take forever to kill the Vulcan. This might become a wash. Once this DPS drop happens from the Vulcan killing this, oh my god, 36? How much HP do these little guys have? 168. Eventually this Mustang will kill maybe a dozen, maybe 4 to 10 of these little Wasps. I don't think this Vulcan has enough HP. It might have enough HP for a little while longer, though. Alrighty, and the Mustang goes down. But hey, that was a lot of extra health survived here from Red Reapers. Aztap is still looking pretty dominant. Oh my god. Both of these are great. Honestly, the tank production's really good as well. Leveling this Vulcan up would be huge, and then slapping the tanks on it. Anti-aerial for these Mustangs. More Fang. He just needs another bumper, he thinks. Okay. Aztap does upgrade these Wasps to level 3. Unfortunately, the anti-air upgrade on these Mustang do make them significantly more dangerous. Ooh, and I like this. Aztap has already neutered his Mustang and, importantly, the enemy team's Stormcallers. So what does he do? He gets Stormcallers of his own. I think Red Reapers is... Yeah, he was debating about upgrading this Vulcan. Definitely worthwhile. The Vulcan now has 158,000 HP. There is nothing here that's going to kill the Vulcan anytime soon. Very important upgrade. Other upgrade I would seriously consider, unless you're going to grab another Vulcan, which I do think getting another Vulcan next turn with this incendiary bomb would be very important, is getting the upgrade on your arc lights, just to have that extra range. These Vulcan already don't have much range. Give them a little bit of extra for your bad boys, and you're in a really good spot. Mustang are able to come online pretty much unmolested and just clearing off chaff very quickly. Is there enough Mustang? They're shooting up. It's looking good. If the Wasps all fall, all he needs to do is have his Vulcan survive. Man, and this arc light has just been doing the business. Why does it... Who's giving it electromagnetic shots? Something here was doing electromagnetic shots. But this is going to go very much in the way of Red Reapers. We'll have to look around the battlefield here in a second. I don't think it was these marksmen. No, they don't even have the ability. Is it the Stormcallers? No. Something has a charged ammo equipment. and I'm not sure what. Maybe a unit of those Mustang? So this is what happened. All of those Stormcallers are lighting off, firing downrange, and the Mustang are stopping to try and shoot down the missiles. And there's a lot more Mustang than there are Stormcallers. So all of these Mustang are just not doing anything. A lot of Stormcallers coming out here. Pretty decent idea. And some shields just to protect the Stormcallers from anti-Stormcaller barrages. Okay. This could work. If we see a unit of Mustang here on the right, they could push forward a little bit further, or a Vulcan. I do like what Aztap has going on here, though. Potentially getting into a few more snipers might be worthwhile. Ooh, and there's the steel ball. It isn't running in front of the units, but it is in a more direct path with the Vulcan. We'll see if that's enough to actually kill, or at least deal a lot of damage to the Vulcan. The Vulcans finally get their range increase. This is very important. The Stormcallers could use a range increase as well, and there's nothing fast here. I think just having 2 units of crawlers in the front would be devastating, as there's really no protection at the front. Just having 2 crawlers, maybe next turn, if there aren't anything. Ooh, he's reading my mind. Here come the crawlers. And they're just going to charge down the center. 1, they're going to draw a lot of Stormcaller shots. 2, they're going to make a big difference in the hit time of the center. So units will come down the left and the right flank where he's strongest, the center where he's weakest, won't be hit as hard, and will move forward. Crawlers all get distracted, but more importantly, they're distracting Stormcallers. In fact, quite a few. This is looking pretty good. Aztap's units are redeploying though. Oh, and he has a lot of Mustang and Wasps waiting in the flanks. That could work in his favor. The Vulcan makes short work of everything that's on the field, and the sniper really helped out in clearing out steel balls. It doesn't look great. There are still a few Mustang on the field. They're getting picked off by snipers and Wasps. Unfortunately, there's a large group on the left as well. And that group may be enough to clear up these 4 Wasps, as they're just trying to dedicate their lives to killing this Vulcan very, very slowly. They'll never have enough damage to take care of this big boy on the left, though. And the missiles land. Bam, that's a wipe. That's a complete wash. And I was reminded in the comments, a wash is a tie. I would call that a wash because 4 Stormcallers died and several Stormcallers died there. Here comes the rest of these Mustang. They should have no trouble clearing up these poor little Wasps. And 1, 2, 3, 4, they all die. Blammo. Significant damage here on Aztap again. He's got to be a little angry about this, just because he has a good setup, but his units are stopping to shoot the missiles. A lot of the community thinks that the anti-missiles on the Mustang is not worth it, and you really have to weigh up how many Stormcallers your Mustangs are shooting back at. So if you have 2 units of Mustang and they cripple 3 units of upgraded Stormcallers, you know, you can have 2 level 1 Mustang shooting down several units of highly leveled Stormcallers. It doesn't matter. That's definitely worthwhile. But if the majority of your army's DPS is in your Mustang, it might not be worth it. We see Vulcan coming out on Aztap's side. I think that's definitely worthwhile. And a missile right down the center to get rid of these crawlers. And a safety missile here on the left. I think that these are all great plays. Our blue player finally decides to go with the smoke. Smoke on the left here is very, very important to have blocked. I think our blue player is wondering where to put the smoke. Oh, he'll get the snipers. And really, that's quite important, as those snipers were the main problem with the snipers were a main problem for killing off his Vulcan. Without that, there really isn't much here to do damage to the Vulcan. Besides Stormcallers. Actually, these level 3 Stormcallers will do a great job at it. Ooh, and I like this. Hey, just pop in an Overlord. There's a lot of anti-air and there's a lot of missile units on the floor here, but you might as well. This smoke will be blocked here. At least the level 3 sniper will still be able to shoot. Out go the missiles. Down goes the shield. These Stormcallers shots were initially stopped, In come a whole bunch of Mustangs. I love this engagement patterns of these wasps. Really, really important. The fire is really hurting him on the left here. I don't even see the sniper. It's somewhere in there, I'm sure, but I don't see it. These level 2 marksmen will make short work of this overlord if it comes online. Ooh, and there's the marksman. Plinking away. Oh, and they just get the overlord before dying. There's still a huge level 2 Vulcan online versus a level 1. These Stormcallers will be able to clear off a lot of this damage, though, and it looks like this is going to go in the way of Red Reapers again. See how much health is on that Vulcan? Oh, a significant amount. A very significant amount. It will die in this barrage, but... oh, that's unfortunate. And these Stormcallers do not have range? I can't select them. There we go. Yes, the Stormcallers don't have range, so they will get picked off in the internal engagement. It's not enough to kill Aztap, but it certainly hurts. Red Reapers has a little bit of time now. Given that there's more giants on the field, these rounds become much more scary and much more deadly. Oh, wow. Really interesting thought process on that. Red Reapers grab the range, whereas Aztap has to play for time and ends up grabbing the photon emission. He just needs to survive a round, so he's like, oh, geez, I need to make sure my units can just tank a little bit of damage. Red's feeling pretty safe here, opting for mass upgrades. This is not a bad play. What you can do by upgrading all of your units at once is you just keep doubling down on your units that are working for you. If the enemy player has to use a lot of his money, burn the midnight oil, make a big strategy change, unlock new units, you're in a good position. And I like that. I like this play. Hey, my units are working for me. I'll upgrade them. I'll see if I can't keep pushing forward. I'll let the other guy spend all of his money. That way he's weaker in the next turn, and I can continue with a new strategy in the future. So Overlord could use the Overlord Artillery. This is a lot of damage. 12,000 damage is significant. Or maybe just a few snipers. Opting for the Overlord Artillery, I think that's a good play. There isn't really much anti-air on either side. Oh, something got eaten. And I'm not sure what. Hard to tell. Maybe a unit of Fang somewhere? I'm not too sure. More crawlers. Put some crawlers on the flank. They'll die, but they'll distract. Or get the dance. Choosing to burn the midnight oil as well. Red Reapers wants to end this, and his units will have an insane amount of range in comparison. 140 on this Vulcan versus 167 on the other. That's very important. As long as this Vulcan doesn't come online against the enemy Vulcan, it does. That's unfortunate. You don't want your Vulcan shooting at other giant units. You want it clearing off little units. This Overlord is really impactful, taking out those steel balls so that way the Vulcan can do the damage it needs to do. Unfortunately, this Overlord is just not doing much of anything. This Vulcan will eventually go down, but at what cost? Well, these Stormcallers actually have the number, making it work. Is there any anti-air left? Yes, there is an Overlord left on the field. There aren't any anti-air units here on the right, but I think... ooh, I don't think these wasps will be able to do it. They'll most likely aggro on units that just have enough HP that these snipers and these 3 remaining Mustang, but more importantly, an Overlord, will be able to take them out. The Overlord does do a lot of AoE damage in its shots, and this little Vulcan here has so much HP. Coming in at level 3. I want to see how much HP this guy's got. Yeah, 237,000. That's a lot of HP. Bam. Good play to both players. It was fun to see the back and forth in that game, and I liked the Overlord play. GG. See you in the next round. Round 3, baby. Let's see what we've got going on here. Yami versus Sarazic. Let's see what they can pull off. I do like... ooh. Supply Specialist coming out here for Yami. Pretty good units. Pretty good health, honestly, on a Supply Specialist. This Aerial Specialist rolled pretty low. Honestly, Sarah's got a pretty tough hand. I may be tempted to go with either of these. The Quick Supply is good, but that extra $200 just seems to bleed away very quickly. Sarah actually going with the tanks and Fang. Let's see how they deploy. It's a very slow army here. Ooh, and grabbing up a couple of extra crawlers is probably a wise decision. Arc lights and tanks. Whoever gets the snipers is going to be in a good spot. And it could go with Yami. I recognize this anime character, but I'm not sure who they are. If somebody knows, please let me know in the comments, because I like to know these things. I'm weird like that. Oh, wow. What an interesting deployment here. Okay. Moving the tanks off to the flanks and redeploying the Fang. If he had left that, I would have been very interested in what Sarah was doing. Yami taking a real long second to think about what he's got going on here. I might be tempted to go with some snipers in such a position, or unlock a unit of Phoenix. Instead, going with some crawlers. 2 units of crawlers, pretty good. They'll be able to defend for a little while. Their main DPS is now reliant on these tanks. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I would have to give this to Yami, at least from my initial impressions, but we'll find out. Both players have 2 units of tanks. There's just a little bit more wave clear for Yami, which could make a little bit of a difference. But these crawlers are not going to survive very long against anything, really. And it comes down to just who has the better engagements. These arc lights are going to do okay, dealing some damage, most importantly soaking some damage. Unfortunately, the tanks are all coming online at kind of weird intervals, neither really engaging with their full power, and Yami's units are still spread out. Well, that's going to be that on the left and on the right, as just whoever has the most tanks in each engagement will win. Luckily, this arc light has a huge amount of HP, and we'll be able to soak a few extra tank shots. So we'll go with Yami for this one, as we predicted. It will just take a minute. Speed it up, baby. Ah, they did. Fantastic. Both players are like, please, God, this is going to take forever, as they just scoot across the field. Boop, 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 boop. Done. Oh, no. Actually, very important. This re-engagement does not look good here for... Oh, nope, it's just over. Okay. Well, both players take a little bit of ping damage. Neither player having really any single point damage made the difference. Sarah skips very quickly and grabs a couple more tanks. Yami goes with the wasps. Yeah, those wasps will eventually win this. He can grab 2 wasps very easily, opting to eat one of his units. What did he eat? I'm unsure. I am unsure. Oh, he ate a wasp just to gain extra cash. Okay. That will pay off over time. It won't pay it off immediately, but, you know, over time it will work. Couple of wasps in the back line. Yep, this is going to go the way of Yami again. This missile is placed here for Sarah, and it will kill this unit of tanks. Yami actually getting the attack upgrade. Still has $100. Heck, get the HP too. Why not? It just makes your units slightly better over time. Or a shield. He doesn't know about it. Oh, instead grabbing a missile. Very interesting placement on that missile. It's going to go off against these tanks. He does not have anything protecting his backlines. Okay, well, we traded tanks. But more importantly, in come the wasps. And these wasps will eventually win this game here for Yami. Bam, 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 bam. So what happened was Yami spent $100 to unlock the ability to recycle his units. The wasps currently cost $100. When he recycled the unit, he gained $100. So it's a net wash this turn. But next turn, he can continue to do so. The problem with this is that you only have a limited number of units that you can throw out a game, generally between 2 to 4, depending on your upgrades and specialists. So that extra $100 is weighed against summoning extra units. Both players opting for the missiles. There's the Mustang just to cut down on these wasps. The wasps cannot redeploy, but they can be sacrificed to gain just a little bit of extra cash. Fortress. Fortress will do really well here. There is a serious lack of DPS. Does he play it now, or does he just grab a couple of extra tanks and play it slow? Both are viable options. Nope. He says, I want one and I want it now. Ooh, and he has the new rocket punch. For those who are unaware, this rocket punch is phenomenal. After your fortress reaches 70% HP and 40% HP, it will launch off its fists. The fists do 15,000 damage, and they hit enemies within 25 meters of the target. Every time your fortress upgrades, the fists do an extra 15,000 damage. Exceedingly powerful. This, I'm not sure if a fist will clear off an entire thing of sledgehammers. I don't think it will. Even if it hits directly, I believe the sledgehammers take up 10 meters each. So if it hits directly, it would do something along this line, I'd assume. I don't know the actual width of the fist, if that is factored in. Something to test. Well, unfortunately, these little wasps with the lower HP and lower health are just melted. But they'll be a good investment for the future. Out comes this fortress. This fortress will absolutely kill everything. I don't think there's anything here that can deal with the fortress. And it's just kind of a race against time now to see if he can deal the damage he needs to kill the fortress. I'm almost certain that the answer is no. These level 2 sledgehammers, just being twice the value of a regular sledgehammer, is very important, as they're able to take out just continuous units of other sledgehammers. These little Mustang, although not dealing the most damage, are actually allowing this sledgehammer's DPS to slowly lower down as it targets the wrong units. But it's a fortress against tanks. The fortress will win this no problem. It doesn't have, it's not going to earn a level from this, but having this fortress is very important. It just shuts down tank play very quickly. Do these tanks have an upgrade? They do. Oh, if the fortress claims the tower, that's a lot of extra HP, or XP. 500 XP there. And it's not in a great position. It just won't take enough damage to die, but it's not in a great position. Ooh, super close. It would have been better for him if the fortress came over here, killed that, then went and killed everything else, but Yami's in a pretty commanding position here. Improved firepower for Sarah. And a melting point. Ooh, good placement on the melting point. Do we see these wasps recycled? Almost certainly. And improved firepower on the melting point. Wow, it's a very expensive upgrade for something that just kind of ticks up damage. Yep, wasps are gone. Yami's got some extra cash. Playing out another fortress. This means this left flank is now gonna go the way of Yami. Right flank is much more in contention. Grabbing some Fang. Is he gonna put the Fang right in front of the fortress? 3 units. 2 Fang. Right in front of the fortresses. This is a great play. The Fang are just buffers. They're just there to die. And as they slowly die, it's easy. Yami still has $400. Does he get an upgrade? Does he get the Mecho Punch? That could be fun. More important is the barrier. Yeah, and he picks it up. He's a smart player. Unfortunately, this melting point not having range will just make it a little bit more difficult for it to get in there and deal the damage it needs to do. Tanks are moving in fast and furious. And also what's important to know is that the melting point just has a little bit of splash damage on it. Splash range of 3 meters, meaning that it isn't like the worst thing at taking out a few horde units like the Fang. And it's online very quickly, absolutely crushing these units. The question will become, will the fortress be able to march over here and target down the melting point in time? I'm almost certain the answer is no. This melting point is going to earn itself an upgrade very quickly. Ooh, but the engagement pattern here is not great for this melting point. It could work, and it does work. Melting points have really low range, though, at least to start. And the tower might fall at a really inopportune time. The melting point still has full HP. It goes down. Luckily, these fortresses are very darn slow as well. This is why the rocket punch is very important, because that extra 15,000 damage does do a lot. Oh, I don't think he's going to be able to get it. He needs 2 more shots. Oh no, and his tower falls. That's it. Good night for this fortress. Bang, this melting point. If you're having problems with fortresses, grab a melting point. How do you deal with this? Probably just a few Stormcallers. Top supply spec coming out here for Sarah. He thinks that this game is going to last long enough. What does Yami pick up? Wow, Sarah spent all of his cash very quickly. Grabbing a fortress. He's going to grab extra money, I think, to upgrade this melting point. No, instead opting to upgrade his tanks. Yami's got to be a little bit more nervous now. He's got $1,100 or $1,100 to play with. Bust into a couple of Phoenix. Overlords are not great here. Honestly, I think Stormcallers might be his best answer. Just to keep pushing in and punishing these units that are moving a little slower. Oh yeah, and he read my mind. Grabbing some Stormcallers. Give him range. I would have made him level 2 as well. Ooh, there's the fire. That's very, very important. Just to cut down on these Mustang and things as they come in. His damage is right now pretty much only tied into these fortresses. And a couple of tanks. Very low entity army. Having a few Mustang or steel balls coming in at the very end would be very good. Heck, even just having some distraction crawlers here might be worthwhile. Opting to rapidly resupply. Oh, and the wasps are back. Hey, you know what? Those can be recycled for an extra $100. Putting them up to $400 if he chooses to. Instead, I think he's going to use them. What I think he's hoping for is all of these units to die. If all of the units die, that units I'm referring to as Mustang, there really only is these melting points to shoot up. Oh my god, and these Stormcallers are doing a great job. Holy crap, did they kill a lot of units. And the melting points are distracted by these wasps. They're not shooting tanks. That's really bad, and these fortresses, if they had the upgrade or the Mecho Punch, would just chew through them. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage on Sarah. Oof, oof. Yami can survive a round, most likely, so now he can play this a little bit slower. Let's see what he picks. Assault Fang might be funny. Yami grabs the Nano Repair Kit. Both players grabbing the Nano Repair Kit. I would assume to see that on their giant units, but it doesn't have to. He grabs the Nano here. Unfortunately, the Nano Repair Kit, as if he kills the melting point when his fortress has taken some damage, it's wonderful. But most likely what will happen is that this fortress, as its damage, or as the melting point's damage scales, it will just chew through the fortress much too quickly and kill it. It's not very often that a melting point doesn't fully kill an enemy unit. I do think the upgrade would probably be worthwhile, though. Just to get it that extra HP. Man, a lot of fortresses here. And if these Stormcallers land shot like that, land a few shots as they did last turn, I mean, those Stormcallers literally cleared like 3 units each. That's insane. Here's another Wasp. Heck yeah. And the great thing about having these fortresses, even if they're countered, they are just free shields. They're free barriers. They're not as good as regular barriers, just because they can move. Often when a player puts a barrier down, the barrier is protecting exactly what he needs it to do. Sometimes fortresses can be distracted. But as they continue to level, these fortresses, slowly their barrier becomes better. So I just like having a couple of fortresses with the barriers for that reason. They're, hey, I get a free barrier every turn. Next time you try and play an Ion Blast, I have a barrier. Next time you try and, I don't know, do anything, really, there's a barrier there to protect me. All these crawlers suffer in the flames. Very unfortunate. These Mustang are hanging out right behind, though. They're not getting fired down. And that could really spell disaster here. Oh my god, that fortress really did a great job in moving forward and protecting his buddy. And this one melting point, oh god, it's not too happy. That's going to be it. GG. Great plays here by Yami. He saw the melting points come down, normally the exact answer to a fortress, and he thought, well, I'll just get some more fortress and deal with that. GG. Good game, both players. Welcome back to round 4. Probably several more matches in this game. We've got Kapui versus Bowden Brazzy. Man, what a good set of names here. I'm really interested in seeing their avatars. For Brazzy, has some really good decks. Versus Kapui, going with the Giant Spec and Fang and Phoenix. I do like the opening Phoenix, just because having 2 Phoenixes is the equivalent of having 4 snipers. Of course, they have less range. They're a little bit quicker and a little bit more flimsy, but both players opting for the Phoenix. Bowden Brazzy grabbing up a couple of crawlers. Oh my god, he's going with a headbutt. Kapui can't see this. This is a deadly headbutt. Absolutely deadly. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Kapui grabs a couple of crawlers of his own. Oh, and he's spread out. This is really bad. Poor Kapui. He will be able to come back here and claim this tower fairly rapidly because of the Phoenix and the crawlers. I just don't think he'll have enough to deal with this. Getting a couple of arc lights on these 2 flanks will be very important, or a line of tanks. This is not going to go very well here for old Kapui. Kapui is the Giant Spec. Okay. Okay, Giants could actually be used here to good effect, specifically a Vulcan, but luckily these little Fang will die. They'll die for the cause. Oh no. The Phoenix coming in, honestly, aren't bad because they're going to be on the flank shooting at enemy Phoenix. Oh no, they get distracted by just a couple of crawlers. But will there be enough crawlers? Oh, the answer's no. Oh my god, and this one Arclight getting 34 kills already. It's just a disaster for Kapui. Absolute disaster. Alright, well, he knows what's about. It's just full aggression. Do we get crawlers in the back line? Can Kapui deal with Brazzy's unbridled aggression? And those who are interested, who have seen the first game, Fresh Bro was knocked out. He lost at least 1 game I saw on the screen. In case you wanted to see some more aggression. Brazzy gabbing, Brazzy grabbing the laser sight just so that he can take out these Fang that little bit quicker. Kapui getting the melting point. Okay. There's not a huge need for it. He unlocked it, but he hasn't used it. Okay. This I like. Where are these Phoenix? The Phoenix are on the flank. Great choice. They'll get in there, they'll zoom in, they'll kill. Unfortunately here, these arc lights are going to make it a real difficulty for old Kapui to deal with this. Lots of crawlers. Extra crawlers on these flanks. Oh no. Unfortunately, this flank is going to be pretty devastating. I like that he unlocked a unit. It didn't cost him anything, and just in case Vulcan do come down, he has some units to deal with this. He also has some units just to kind of plug up these gaps for a little while, allow the rest of his guys to come online. This is really important. These Phoenix in the backline are great. Unfortunately, the Phoenix do not have the movement upgrade. Whenever my units have the ability to redeploy, I like having that upgrade available to me. I know it's not the strongest upgrade, but I like having it just because it allows me to get away with some shenanigans that I normally wouldn't. Here come the Phoenix. They'll get the tower at a pretty good time. Ooh, it's almost over here for old Kapui, though. The tower drops. The Phoenix have a few minutes to get some shots in. He's gonna need those chaff units. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any wave clear. And without the wave clear, these crawlers are just gonna run amok, and the Phoenix will not be able to deal with this. Now, Kapui has forced Brazzy into taking something on these flanks. What that is, I'm not sure yet, but we will find out next round. Phoenix killing Phoenix, that's what you want to see. Unfortunately, without any arc lights, all of these units are just forfeit. Man, if this one Phoenix just was wise and turned. Unfortunately, it is not wise, and it dies. Kapui's going to take significant damage here. You know, it may be worth investing in just a simple missile. Oh no. Brazzy's a Rhino specialist. Kapui grabs the Wasps. Oh, both players grabbing Wasps. There is really not any anti-air here. Kapui puts it right down the middle. He needs something to deal with this. I'd get like a... I don't know. Heck, I mean... A, Oh no. Brazzy, stop. He's already dead. I do like these shields. He's just going to allow the Phoenix to plink away. Fortress here for Kapui. It's not the worst idea in the world. He's unlocking a lot of things. He just needs something to deal with these hordes, though. Grab a couple arc lights of your own, man. Put an arc light here and an arc light here and give it range. Blammo. All the crawlers are dealt with. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Sure, all of your chaff units will die, but, you know, such is life. Brazzy knows what he's doing. These are some good plays here. Oh, that missile's most likely going to hit the crawlers, kill them all off, unfortunately. Oh, Kapui, you've got the cash, man. 2 more Phoenix. It's not the wave clear I want to see from him, but it could work. Deploying... Oh, no, it can't do that. And these Phoenix are dead, unfortunately. The shields would have been very important here. Next turn he could get them. Ouch. Well, that's that. There's just a lot of missile death all across the shop. And these arc lights are just constantly getting so many kills. Oh my god, these wasps. Oh no. The shield is not going to drop. Oh, it drops. Whose shield dies first? Oh, it doesn't really matter. It does matter just for a second. Unfortunately, Kapui killed the shields first, and that means that his units are just in a little bit worse of a situation. He does have some extra Phoenix, but I don't think they're going to be enough as both of his towers drop. That is unfortunate. These Phoenix are going to get tied up just shooting away at this this level 2 Rhino. They won't be able to kill it, and then it's going to come down to all of these Wasps, who, you know what, they're getting a little bit of value. They're probably going to kill this shield, and if they do so, that's $100. That's a little bit of value for this unit. They're going to go after the tower, and then they're going to go after the Rhino. The Rhino won't die, so that is unfortunate. But hey, these Wasps kind of pay for themselves. It was a $50 summon that eventually helped them clean up 2 shields. Kapui, though, is in a really rough situation. The headbutt is so hard to deal with. So hard. Parasitic ammo is very important. I don't think Brazzy can go with the top, or Kapui can go with the top supply. Oh, but if Kapui does, and then is able to weather maybe 2 more rounds, no, opting to skip. Here's the Mustang. 3 Mustang, very good choice, just to continue to get rid of chaff. A fortress? Okay, where's it going? Over on the left. Okay, to deal with the Rhino. That's why you unlocked it. That's not a bad choice. He just needs some wave clear, man. Just a little bit of wave clear. It really would go a long way for you, Kapui. A long way. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be nearly enough. And these poor Phoenix were able to get the drop, but now they're definitely dead. There is a lot of Phoenix on the field. Man, all of these units just die so quickly. And unfortunately, the Fortress does have a little bit of splash damage. Splash damage of 4.5 meters, so he'll be able to kill a few of these extra crawlers. But look how many are coming up the field, and there's just nothing to deal with this. Imagine if there were just 2 Stormcallers or just something in the back line. Popping fire, just clearing chaff. This is not going to go very well here for Kapui. And unfortunately, he's faced the same problem for, I don't know, 4 rounds at this point. Just not having enough wave clear. And he still doesn't have enough wave clear. This could be a master strategy, though, by Kapui just to lure Brazzy into grabbing a whole bunch of things like Mustangs and then making the quick transition to Vulcan. If it is a 5,000 IQ play, though, as he is riding the line of death at this point. Barrier here for Kapui. Brazzy going with the... oh, okay, instead of just paying an extra 200 bucks, there's the Vulcan. We've been waiting for this Vulcan. Drop a Vulcan. Yeah, baby. Put it a little bit further back. All right, good choice. That way it will clear away units that he doesn't really need it, or that he can afford to clear it away. And getting the range, fantastic. This way it will clear all this crap out, and he should be in a much better spot. Still has 200 bucks. I think some more shielding is available here for Kapui. Brazzy still has 5 hundo, though. And these rhinos are a pretty good choice, but there are a lot of Phoenix on the field. A lot of Phoenix on the field. Another Vulcan. All right. Double Vulcan. Yes, and these Vulcan will be extremely important, as they're going to be here to clear away all of these little shrimpy boys. Okay. Does he have enough units that shoot up? Well, he's got his own Phoenix. The Phoenix War will be difficult. Wow. Brazzy thinking it's the end of the game. He pays for the cash and grabs another Phoenix. That single point damage on the Phoenix will be really necessary here. I'm not sure if it's the end, though. Both players popped their cash. Oh, no, wait a minute. Did Kapui? Yeah, Kapui totally did. That is unfortunate, but I think necessary. All right, let's see how it goes. Missiles pop. Boom! Both missiles shooting the same thing. That's unfortunate. And in comes the Vulcan. Oh, and it just clears away all of these little chaff units so quickly. It's so important here for Kapui. He's able to just keep clearing chaff. He needs his Phoenix to come online, but without... Oh, there aren't enough Phoenix on this field. He won't die, but my god, is he going to suffer. And these Vulcan aren't able to clear away the arc lights very quickly. That's unfortunate. He'll be able to get a couple more kills here, but not too much. Needs an anti-air barrage on these fortresses if he's going to continue to deal with the air, or just some Mustang of his own. Vulcan will be able to clear away the rest of these Mustang, but these Phoenixes are going to get a lot of levels or a lot of experience. Oh my gosh, Kapui. It's a very good play here. You're able to clear away the chaff. Now you got to deal with the Phoenixes. Brazzy opting for the nuke. He's had enough of this. Kapui skipping. Kapui does not... Oh, Kapui has a lot of cash. What did he eat to get that money? I keep hearing Kapui eating units, but it's kind of difficult to tell what it is that he's eating. There's the anti-air barrage on the fortress. Brazzy, I think, ate a couple of the crawlers. The crawlers are not useful for him. And grabbing an Overlord here for Kapui may be the answer. He can't summon wasps, but he can get a photon emission. And that photon emission, does he have the money for it? He doesn't. Oh, that photon emission could save him a lot of HP. This nuke is very deadly, as most nukes are. Double shield, it might be enough to protect his units. Overlords work fairly well against Phoenix. It's kind of a wash. Just, you know, whichever unit shoots first tends to win. Man, Kapui is relying on a lot of missiles here. Oh, I know what he recycled. He recycled those Phoenix. All right, here comes the nuke. The walking barrier. Very important. Oh, is it going to slip out in time? No. Good. All right, this will protect a lot of Kapui's units. Not the Overlord, though. The Overlord is technically flying, and flying units are not protected by barriers. Out comes the Vulcan, getting a lot of kills. Ooh, this Overlord's targeting down the Phoenix. Can it get a shot off? It does. Both Phoenix drop. This Overlord has a lot of Phoenix to kill, though. And I don't think it will be enough. Yep, the Phoenix are already in range. Down goes the Overlord. He's got an anti-air barrage. This anti-air barrage really has to do some damage. Out it goes. Oh my god, and it completely whiffs. This is why I think that the Fortress's anti-air barrage needs to be changed. It needs to lock onto units or something. That was trash. Oh, and he doesn't even kill it. Oh, poor Kapui. Poor Kapui. Good game. Our semifinals are coming up now. Let's see if Doxson, who has been on this channel several times before, will be able to pull it out against Bowden Brazzy. Wow, both players selecting up there very quickly. What did Doxson pick? Supply Specialist with Arc Lights and Phoenix. Okay. And he's up against the Quick Supply Specialist with Mustang and Crawlers. Brazzy's going for the Brazzy attack. Let's see if Doxson can withstand it. Luckily, these Arc Lights are going to be exceedingly good at dealing with a lot of these units. It all comes down to the positioning here. If Dachshund hasn't played against Brazzy, he's going to be in a tough spot. Looks like he has. Opting to grab a whole bunch more arc lights. Okay. Of course, Bowden can Brazzy can very quickly change what units he has on the field. Even just a unit of tanks could make a big difference here. Or a couple units of Phoenix? I don't know. Unfortunately, the headbutt is kind of stymied by the amount of arc lights on the field. Grabbing arc lights of his own, unfortunately, these guys won't do anything. And I think Dachshund may have played against Brazzy before because of the spacing on these units. He's being super cagey with this. Very defensive. I like this quite a bit. And I'm going to have to give it to Dachshund here. I really, really do. Well, I mean, it kind of comes down to these Mustang. If these arc lights aggro on the other arc lights, he's going to be in a tough spot. Phoenix are in a pretty good position just to kind of get a few pick-off kills every now and then. Ooh, and importantly, they're hiding behind the arc light. Arc light's taking shots first, then they're just going to go and clear up all of these Mustang. Nice. This is exactly what we wanted to see happen for Dachshund. Bowden's probably pissed, but he's going to take a lot of damage here. The headbutt was countered fairly well. And Dachshund, if it gets to round 4, will start to accrue more money than Bowden started out with. What does Dachshund pick up here? What does Bowden go with? I would be surprised if Brazzy actually went with the mass-produced Wasps, summoned a couple units of Wasps, and then started slipping them out. No, instead going with the shield device specialist. Dachshund going with the Wasps. Okay. Here's the steel balls. And to follow this up, we see some Wasps. Yeah. Dachshund knows what's up. You fight fire with fire. Playing out these Wasps are in a very good position just to clear this up. He still has $250. Does he spend it and grab another Phoenix? Or maybe another Wasp to recycle later? No, going with some crawlers. Are those crawlers going to be backup for the Wasps, or are they going to come in on this right-hand flank? No, straight down the center. Interesting choice. He knows that these crawlers are kind of in a bad position, but that's okay. It will hold up that flank for a moment. It really comes down to the Mustang. If the Mustang survive for any amount of time, then he's going to be in a tough spot. Opting to get the speed increase on these Wasps just so that they can boogie in here really quickly. Here they come. We'll see if they can kill it before this engagement ends. A lot of delay tactics here. Down go all of the crawlers. It really comes down to these steel balls. Oh, they're going to get on that tower. The Wasps are shooting back. The Wasps get it. There's a second of reprieve there. These other Wasps will kill the tower in a very good spot as well. There's still a couple of arc lights on the field. Way down the field. These Wasps have done a great job. The arc lights were able to clear things up in a very timely manner. These Phoenix are going to be able to clean up the rest of everything else that's on the field. Wow. Great plays here by Dachshund. If players are struggling with ultra-aggressive headbutts and you want to know how to deal with it, watch this game. Holy crap. Dachshund has done a phenomenal job here. Bowden choosing to skip. Dachshund's in a commanding position, and he gets the extra $50 a turn. I'd be very tempted to grab the text back. It could make quite a difference here. Now, of course, Bowden will be able to deploy his units on the flanks. Is he not going to? If he doesn't, these Wasps will still come in and kill the tower. I'd like to see a couple of snipers or another unit of Phoenix back here for Dachshund. Bowden took his time as well. What did Dachshund grab? He may have skipped as well. Instead, more arc lights. 3 level 2 arc lights. 3 level 2 arc lights. Why? What purpose do they serve? And these these Wasps are dead unless Dachshund moves them or kills them. Alright, I get this. Having this arc light on the flank, potentially putting another one on the flank is a great idea. Is he going to try and back up? Oh, he is. He's going to back up the Wasps with a couple of arc lights. All right. Make it happen, Captain. There's an arc light coming in here on the left, but it won't be dealing really any damage. Wow, this is a lot of arc lights. And that's a lot of missiles. We'll see how this ends up. Of course, these little Wasps are done for. Arc light is no longer in the backfield. That's unfortunate. Arc light on the left getting absolutely decimated by missile fire. And you know, it's crazy, but actually I think this extra wave of Mustang is very important. They'll get cleaned up on the right without much of an issue, but on the left, just having this many Mustang might allow them to start targeting down these Phoenix. Unfortunately, it seems like these arc lights are on point, clearing Mustangs while Phoenix clear off steel balls. What an answer. Dachshund takes this in a commanding way again. And Brazzy's on his last legs in the danger zone. Oh, parasitic ammo here from Dachshund. What's he popping on? Some level 2 Phoenixes? I get rid of those Wasps. I'd like to be... Oh, he puts it on this arc light. Okay. Just a little delay. And the increased damage on these arc lights too. 200% increased damage. Now doing 2,000 damage a shot. In 2 shots, they'll kill off these steel balls. Brazzy. You Brazzy boy. Oh, oh. That Overlord's moving and grooving. That is Brazzy's missile as well. Can these... Oh, no, these arc lights cannot ever shoot up. Dachshund does start eating away at his redeployed Wasps. It's just a little bit of extra cash. Definitely worth it here. Opting to grab the high mobility again. And Brazzy grabs another Overlord. Will we see a Phoenix transition? Oh my god, this Overlord on the flank. Brazzy's got the Brazziest balls. Jesus. Well, there's a couple of crawlers to help out. That's important. And he's delaying a lot of these units. He needs to delay them long enough for the Phoenix to come online and kill. Ooh, and it's not looking great here for these Phoenix. The Phoenix are still shooting down. On the right, eventually those arc lights will come online. Phoenix are shooting Overlords. If the Overlords get a single shot off on these Phoenix, it's probably good night. Oh, and it looks like these Phoenix aren't going to have time. One Phoenix, that's too much HP. Yeah. Overlords win, and Dachshund takes his first loss. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. We're going to need a lot more Phoenix. Or, you know, a melting point. That would work as well. Even some Mustang. They'd get pinged down and, you know, suffer, but they wouldn't be bad. These little crawlers getting a lot of XP. They're ready to go to the races. Unfortunately, this arc light can do literally nothing, and I wouldn't be surprised if... Oh, no, I can't. I keep trying to speed up time. I love that new feature. Dachshund's got a little bit of health, but he's got to be a little careful now. He can definitely survive another round. Speed Specialist for Dachshund. Ion Blast here for Brazzy. The Ion Blast will do a lot of damage. Both these Phoenix get an upgrade. I think that's a very wise decision. Here's 2 more. They're probably going to pop right over here to get rid of this Overlord, and I wouldn't be surprised if another one came out on this flank. There's the Ion just to kill off a lot of these arc lights. Ooh, it's not looking good here for Dachshund. Ah, this could help a lot. The increased attack interval, but the decreased range, it may work. Just to get these Phoenix in and shooting a little bit quicker. We'll see. Ooh, the Overlord now has the Miyamoto cannon, the Overlord artillery, and a lot of HP. That's gotta hurt. That's really gotta hurt. I would love it if these, of course, this is if time and money permitted. If these arc lights had the reduced damage and he popped 2 arc lights that are level 2 in these flanks, I think they'd kill these Mustang and then eventually march down and take out the tower. Not so sure on that one, but it could happen. There's the extra missile. I like this constant missile play here by Brazzy. Down goes the arc light. Ooh, down goes the Overlord. It does get a shot, taking a Phoenix with it. This little arc light is dealing so much extra damage. Just even though it dies fairly quickly, it's spawning a crawler makes such a damage decrease in DPS as all of the units keep turning around to shoot. Man, the Overlord goes down, and this is looking like a very, very good win here for Dachshund. It won't be enough to put Brazzy in the ground, I don't think. No, he's got what? Maybe 600 damage on the field? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 600 damage exactly. Brazzy's got another round. He's got the lot to deal with. Electromagnetic impact coming out. Ooh, good spot. Just to tank these Phoenixes. I would like to see some shielding coming down for both players. This right flank has basically gone nowhere. Wasps here from Brazzy. Okay. Lots of wasps, maybe? A wasp on this flank would do a lot of damage, as there's nothing that shoots up. Can this Overlord spawn wasps? It can. The range increase is really important for these Phoenix, just getting them back onto their fairly usual amount of range. Dachshund's out of money. Brazzy still has 900 Osh. I would use that money. I'd try and push this flank if I could, but you kind of lost it at this point. There's the extra shielding. And here's the extra wasps. These wasps are incredibly important. Even though these Phoenixes are shooting a little bit quicker, it's very important to have this kind of chaff in the air, just because it will just absorb, I don't know, 20-ish shots. How many wasps are in a Phoenix or in a group? Looks like 10. That's a lot of extra shots absorbed. Oh, unfortunately, these Phoenix aggro on the Overlord very quickly, and if they're if the angle is good, they will be able to just to keep aggroing on the Overlords. Everything gets stopped by this darn parasitic ammo, and Brazzy is not going to be able to push through this. That's a lot of Phoenix. GG, Brazzy surrenders. Dachshund, my man, the cutest little dog. Great job dealing with that headbutt. We'll see you in the next round. It's time. This could potentially be the final game. Dachshund is currently playing against another player who had lost a game, because we had 3 individuals who have currently gone undefeated. We have Grimhawk versus GCU. Let's take a look. GCU is our current European Advanced Group 1 champion from last week. Grimhawk coming in here looking very grim. Is he going to be able to knock him out? Grimhawk is in red. He has the Speed Specialist with Fang, tanks, and a couple units of crawlers in what seems to be a pretty standard deployment. GCU going with a more aggressive deployment with the Quick Supply Specialist, 3 Fang, 2 Phoenix, and maybe a couple of Arc Lights here. This is a pseudo headbutt from the looks of things. GCU has a lot of cash, and honestly... Oh, interesting. Choosing to pop out 3 units. Burning that money early. Arc Light, Arc Light. He left room here. I believe he has enough room here for a giant unit. Or maybe only a unit of steel balls. I don't know if a Vulcan would fit there. GCU is going to go in very heavy. Ooh, wow. Pretty interesting shape. The main issue that he's going to have are these tanks. So if the tanks fall, then the Fang are going to reign supreme here. Of course, the Fang are the only things that currently shoot up. And our Grimhawk knew about that. So he's just kind of opting to rely on these Fang for as much as he can. And it looks like the Fang are going to be able to push through here in quite a good way and get on top of some of these Phoenix. You can already see him plinking away. The tanks need to kill this Arclight very quickly. If he's able to, it will end up working out for him. Man, the speed is so important on these little Fangs as they hut across the field. Unfortunately, down goes the tower. Oh no, these little Fang were just not quite quick enough. They're going to start plinking though, and there's an awful lot of them. Normally it takes around 5 or 6 Fang to shoot down a Phoenix. They might get both of them, maybe. Maybe. There's a lot of distance to cover here. There's 5 Fang. Is it enough? Phoenix is already down to half HP. 4 Fang. 3. Oh, I think they're going to clinch it. 2 Fang left. Oh my god. The 2 brothers that made it through. GCU just takes the chef's kiss worth of damage. Man, that speed really came important here for Grimhawk. Subsidized Mustang would be very good here for Grimhawk. Very, very good. Instead going with the photon coating. Okay. GCU's smart. He grabs a couple of Stormcallers. These Stormcallers will just devastate the lines of GCU. Or of Grimhawk. Excuse me, I don't know what's happening to me today. Grimhawk has a huge amount of flanking potential. Even just 2 crawlers would do a huge amount of damage. Instead opting for what? Another unit of tanks and the enhanced defense. And photon coating on these sledgehammers in the center. Hey, that just means that these sledgehammers will survive that much longer. More importantly, they might survive a couple shots by these Phoenix. Let's see if they can. Yeah, it survives an extra shot. Yep. 3 shots instead of 2. That's pretty important. That is pretty darn important. The Fang continue to push forward. There's a lot less Fang this time, though. And now there aren't any. Without the Fang support, that's that. And those Mustang would have been very important here. Having 2 units of Mustang could have really turned this around. But these flanks are completely open for counterattack by Grimhawk. GCU's fully focused at the front because he has so much money invested at the front that if Grimhawk was able to start pulling off these flanks, he might be able to pull GCU apart. Here comes some more Fang. Lots of shielding from Grimhawk. I was actually assuming that he was going to put down another one on this flank. He does not. Tons of Fang. Tons and tons of Fang. Some really aggressive crawlers would go a long way here. Oh, he cannot respawn his crawlers. Instead, swapping it out for the acid. That'll work out quite well here. And I think these crawlers will be more than enough to deal with this unit of Fang. Yeah, they're going to get sandwiched. Oop, there's Fang on the flanks. Man, Fang on the flanks is not something that you see very often. Fang are very slow units. Will GCU be able to turn it around with mass Fang? These shields are very important for GCU just because these tanks take such a long time to kill things through shields. Stormcallers are all shooting at the wrong thing. Those crawlers are going to make a big difference. Because of the health increase as well, these tanks are able to survive 2 shots from the Phoenix. Oh, all those Fang die, and the crawlers get a boogie. Half the unit pretty much dies in that assault, but the other half is fine, and they're able to get on the tower. What, like 2 of them? 2 of them made it through. These Stormcallers really knew their business. I wish I had Stormcallers like that. How many kills are these guys at? 66. Oh my god. I guarantee you if I was the one playing with those Stormcallers, they would have missed every shot. Somehow able to clean up all of those Fang and all of those crawlers. Gee, lovely. Well, this is going to be another loss here for Grimhawk. Unfortunate. Oh, last 2 Fang drop. These tanks may get the tower. If they get the tower, it might earn them a level. It does not. But hey, it's a little bit of extra XP. You never know when you're going to want to level up a unit. That's that. These Phoenix are about to level as well. Blammo. Grim, I love the plays, bud. But you got to put it together a little bit more. Both these players need to put it together just a little bit more. I can see the builds. GCU quick pickup on the haste module. Grimhawk going with the orbital bombardment. I think Stormcallers would be very good here for Grimhawk. GCU opting to play 3 units. Oh, and it's a lot of Fang. And an Arclight here just to seal away these annoying little crawlers. There's not a tank in support here. There's Fang on the flank. Ooh, these Fang on the flank might be able to kill off those rather unfortunately placed Phoenixes, even with the haste module. I think these Fang, 1, just have the bodies to make it work. 2 are just luckily placed in a very good position. Whoever upgrades their Fang first is going to be in a great spot. Or even get some attack. Ooh, the Sledgehammers do have an attack upgrade. This Mechanical Rage, increasing their speed, but more importantly, decreasing their attack interval. Reducing it by 1.5 seconds is really, really important. Does it show the attack interval? It does. Just 3 seconds here for the tanks. More like 1.5 seconds now. Yep, they're able to shoot pretty quickly. These Fang are in a great position, killing off the initial Phoenix. In come all the crawlers. These crawlers are just going to get decimated. Ooh, man, that orbital bombardment really did help, though. Clearing off a lot of Phoenix and a lot of these auxiliary units. In comes Grimhawk's units. We've got more Fang pushing down the field. They only need to kill one more Phoenix, and that's that. It all comes down to a unit of Stormcallers and Arclight and possibly 5 Fang here for GCU. The Fang get cleared up, and these tanks can boogie. Boy, can they boogie with the speed spec and the increased mechanical rage. Oh no, no speed spec here. Grimhawk, do you have speed spec? Am I crazy? Yeah, he is a speed specialist. Good. Yeah, these tanks are just going to move in. Wow, my god. Thunder of the guns. Running in there and killing off those units. GCU's got to be pissed that those Fang were in a great position to take out his Phoenix. Ooh. Deployment specialist is very, very strong. So is Lightning Storm, though. GCU actually opting for the electromagnetic impact. That's the small version. Does Grimhawk think that he needs the Lightning Storm? The answer is yes. He's just going to keep pushing this back with deployables. And it's not a bad option. He upgrades a lot of his tanks. Oh, these Fang having shields is really important. They'll be able to absorb a lot more shots from the tanks. A lot more shots from the tanks. These crawlers are basically obsolete at this point. And there are no more Phoenix on the flank. The Phoenix were eaten and replaced. Fang with shields are better than Fang without. And these tanks are not going to support him. I still think this will go in the way of Grimhawk, at least on this encounter, just because of this Lightning Storm. It's in a good spot. It can decimate this. Man, what I would do to see a Vulcan, though. A Vulcan with range would just cut through this entire army. Here comes the lightning. It's going to ping a whole bunch of Fang. Importantly, also slowing down these Phoenix. The crawlers get in and deal with the Fang on the right. Crawlers get in and deal with the Fang on the left. Good show. Good show. That's that. Tanks are going to push down the center. They're going to annihilate these Stormcallers once they actually get in range. Bang, bang, bang. Stormcallers. Oh, they got a tank for their troubles. And this little Phoenix may have gotten a tank as well. That's a good amount of damage coming back on GCU. We're about halfway through the game now. At round 6, neither player really taking that much damage, and it's basically an even Stevens game. Oh my god, does Grimhawk just keep choosing deployable tactics? A nuke is basically a better Lightning Storm. Nope, instead going with the photon emission. I like this. Does he turn his Fang into a little bit more aggressive of killers? Getting the range on them would be good, or the Mecha Rage. Instead, just opting to upgrade a few of them. He's got the cash. GCU still has $900. He's kind of at a loss. I think that if he were to get a couple more Stormcallers, he'd be in a good position. Either that, or just maybe like a Vulcan of his own or something. No, instead, going with this, like, insane amount of Fang. I kind of like it. Charge shot from the Phoenix, increasing their attack by 175, attack is increased by 175%, but a decreased range. It's a very expensive pickup, but he needs something to deal with these tanks. I think that's why he's gotten it. A lot of Phoenix. Grimhawk seems to have a few more Fang on the field now. Just an absurd amount of Fang. They're unupgraded. And I like these crawlers on the flank here. There is not an Arclight to stop this. It's going to draw away those Stormcaller shots. And these crawlers are actually able to get a little bit of damage done. Not too much. Tanks are dropping like flies now. Here comes the re-engagement of the backline units for Grimhawk. GCU looks pretty strong, but these little Fang are dropping very quickly, and they are the main anti-air. Oh, but the Phoenix are going the way of the Dodo as the Fang slowly group up on them. There goes the tower. Man, these... Oh my god, look at these guys. They're so fast. How fast are these sledgehammers? Speed? No, that's incorrect. That can't be right. Speed of 17? What? My god, they're basically crawlers. Ooh, increased range for both players. Very important. I would like to see this Rhino come down. Rhino right in the back line. Ooh, yeah, Rhino in the back line against GCU would be very powerful. GCU opting to skip. Grim going with the Assault Fang. Okay. Slightly decreased range, but he's got the money if he wants to give them range back. Neither player has a very large army, instead opting for the Mechanical Rage and the range. Wow, these Fangs suddenly coming online. Does GCU sniff it out and grab a Vulcan or anything that does just a little bit more AoE? In this case, a couple more Arc Lights would do the trick. I don't know. I don't think so. These crawlers could use an upgrade in the back line. These poor little Fang aren't going to survive. Let's see how quickly these Fang are able to chew through each other. What a very different game than we've seen from this entire day's worth of tournaments. Just mass Fang, very basic units. GCU only has 4 units unlocked. Just a weird one, but I like it. Increasing the attack interval of these Stormcallers. I think he heard me through the interwebs. I think those Stormcallers are very, very important. Having maybe 1 or 2 more units of Crawlers would also be quite good, just to delay these tanks coming in against the Stormcallers might be worthwhile. Lots of missiles. Lots and lots of missiles here from GCU. Dead Crawlers. Very quickly. Man, and these Assault Fang just make short work of the flankers. The re-engagement is good, and in comes some more Crawlers just to delay damage. They're going to chew through a couple of the units in the center. The tanks aren't holding nearly as strong, though. Ooh. Oh my god. Bro, these Fang are insanely fast. Look at them go! Holy crap, just the terrors from down under. Speed of 20! Oh my god! I've never seen Fang move this fast, ladies and gentlemen. That's insane. I didn't even catch those Fang on the flank. They were so well hidden. Those guys really know how to boogie oogie. 2 units of them as well. Oh my. GCU going with the parasitic ammo. I think that's a very good idea. Grimhawk might go with the barrier and finally play out a Vulcan. A Vulcan right down the center would burn off so many units. Man, both of these Fang leveling up. I don't know if this... Okay, yeah, that shield will be enough. I was going to say, I don't know if that will be enough, just that one level 1 arc light, but now I think it might be. Fang are all now level 3. They are ready to Mamba. Call these Fang the Lion Killers. They are just like, I don't know. I've not seen this besides in survival mode. Most players at this point would just get some Mustang with the splash shot or a Vulcan or really anything that does a lot of AoE damage. But it seems like there's this weird gentleman's agreement where Vulcan are no longer on the table for either player, and I really like it. The Vulcan, I'm not saying it's a perfect answer. They could be overwhelmed and gunned down fairly quickly, especially on Grimhawk's side where he's dealing with all of these Phoenix. But for GCU, I think the Vulcan might do quite well here. Of course, these are 2 of the best players in the world, so don't take my advice. Probably better that you mimic what these guys are doing than listening to me, because I am an idiot. Here comes the fire. It looks pretty good. All of these Fang have a ton of HP now, at 540 HP. They're able to march through. Oh my god, the Fang on the left are going to do it. They don't all die. That missile's very good spot, though. Ooh, no, 3 Fang survived. They're going to push through onto the tower. Can they claim the tower fast enough? They do claim the tower in a very quick manner. All of these units suddenly becoming weakened. Wow, and there's some more Crawlers coming in the back line. It all comes down to these 3 Phoenix. But there's a lot of Fang, and geez, do they just get in there quickly. Look at them just sprinting down the line. It's like the Olympics. They just race down the field of battle here just to come and crush GCU. Oh my word. Alright GCU, you've got another round in you. You have to win at least 2 rounds in a row to make this work. Amp Core here from Grimhawk. I would be flabbergasted. Where did he put this? He hasn't placed it. Okay, put it on the tanks. The fire from the Stormcallers, finally. Finally. Just get rid of these very aggressive Fang. Just place fire, burn them all down. You're good to go. I think Grimhawk realizes it and may place just down a whole bunch of shielding. Even getting the movement speed increase again. What are these Fang at now? 20. Yeah. They're quick. They're very, very quick. Unfortunately, this orbital bombardment, mass missiles here from GCU. They won't, the missiles won't perform as well as previously just because there is shielding now on these Fang. But it's not bad. It's not bad whatsoever. Ooh, more Stormcallers. Yeah, he just has to deal with these Fang. They're the only anti-air, and now they're the main damage source. Let's see if he can't pull it off. We see a dance of the crawlers here from Grimhawk. These crawlers might be able to absorb 2 missile shots, making it totally worth their lives. Let's go. We got 10 seconds. 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3. Ooh, both players sitting on $50. GCU puts out his last 50. Here comes the orbital bombardment. Oh, and just crushing a unit of Phoenix. But the Phoenix can respawn. Maybe. Maybe I did. No, the Phoenix can't respawn. I think I just missaw that. The explosion kind of looked like the Phoenix coming back to life. Oh my god, somehow these Fang survive. Do 2 Fang live? Oh my god, 2 Fang live. And some Fang on the right. Oh my god. No way. Even with all of the fire, some of the Fang survive. This is madness. And look at them all just coming in on that one little Phoenix. Jeez. Luckily, GCU doesn't take a huge amount of damage from losing. He's got more time. Ranged specialist here for Grimhawk. GCU opting to skip. GCU, please, just get a Vulcan, man. Range increase on his Fang. This is pretty good. At least they'll be able to ping away at the enemy Fang a little bit quicker. But I seriously think that just get a Vulcan, man. Get a Vulcan. Pop it right here behind your Fang. That way these guys still aggro on him. And just kill all these Fang off really quickly. The Vulcan will take a ton of damage, but you need to protect this flank. There's a ton of missiles coming out here for GCU. Grimhawk grabs the mechanical rage on his crawlers. These crawlers are going to be moving exceedingly quickly. Well, good. With the movement speed increase again, all of his units are just zippy, zippy, zippy. And unfortunately, these zippy units are a great answer to Stormcallers. There is a huge lightning storm going on outside right now. Sorry if that is coming through on the broadcast. Okay, more arc lights. I think this is a wise decision. They're like a budget Vulcan. GCU's trying to win this game with only 4 units. I like that. He's sticking to his guns. Saving his money, not unlocking too many units, just trying to play it smooth. Smooth is fast. The photon emission is going to come out here on the right for Grimhawk. That will save a lot of his units a lot of damage. The Fang are just angrily shooting at each other all over the place. It looks like the lightning storm might do a significant amount of damage. Definitely. A couple more arc lights are making a good show for themselves, though. Able to clear away a ton of Fang. Is it enough? There's a lot of Fang coming down on the left. One of these little bastards survived on the left as well on the flank. Down goes the tower. Oh, it's just not enough. It's just very barely not enough. Wow. Wow. And here I was thinking about redoing my tier list and possibly putting Fang in C tier. I don't know anymore. Well, Grimhawk may be the winner of this tournament. We'll find out here in 30 seconds. Grimhawk cinches it, baby. 6-1. Who do we have? Red Reapers played an extremely good game. We watched them, I believe, for 2 matches. And GCU, really good games for everybody that played. Oh, Doxson got knocked down to 4th. That's got to stink. Poor guy. But, oh, and Time for Miracle. Yeah, we've seen him play several times as well. If you see your name, give me a shout out in the chat. I want to see everybody saying Mechabellum. Go, go, Mechabellum. I don't know. That's a lot of words. Tell me what our new chant should be. Anyways, have a great day, guys.